Hi. How are you? Hot enough for you? Your dog survived the lightning storm? You know, I was thinking about that yesterday. I live alone. I have a huge sound, not huge, but I have a pretty big sound system. I'm a typical bachelor, right? Big screen TV, and you know, my dog slept through the whole, like both my dogs slept through the thunderstorm, right? I'm thinking, why not get up and look around? But I'm thinking, then again, they're probably used to my loud, you know, movies and probably desensitized them, so probably, so always listen to your music really loud. All right, so last week we worked on attention and we worked on leave it and take it. How did we do? Give a report card. Good? Any failures? Anything we need to address, go over? Any questions before we move on to tonight's lesson? We also worked on come. Sorry, we also worked on that. Yes.
He's huge, like every 5 days for like 7 stitches.
Yes.
But he's kind of a lunger.
When you feed him?
I keep withdrawing and withdrawing.
Ah, that's a really good question. Watch this. Where's my friend Christina?
I'm right here.
So I want you to imagine this. If I was in Christina and I are in a windstorm, and she had a $100 bill in her hand, and she was going to hand it to me, am I just going to gently take it, or am I going to snatch it out of her hand? I'm going to snatch it, right? Because what am I afraid of? It's going to disappear, right? So that's why the dog thinks, hey, wait, there's food, there's a high value. I know what I'm supposed to do. I want to grab it. Plus, the dog doesn't view pain like you and I do. It doesn't know its teeth hurt. It doesn't know that biting us hurts. It just thinks, hey, there's food, I see it, I want to grab it. So if Christina and I were in a windstorm and she had 5 $100 bills and the first 4 she handed to me, she like pushed it in my pocket. The 5th one, am I going to lunge for it, or am I going to wait for her to put in my pocket? I'm going to probably wait, right? Because the first 4 she just handed to me. Okay, so when you feed your dog, instead of holding out a piece of food, if you act like you have a piece of food with you. So if you have a piece of food in your fingers and you hand the dog, no, in your fingers, put it the wrong way.
Wrong. Like
2 of your fingers, just, yeah, show them the wrong way. Like if you hand your dog a piece of food like this, you're extending your fingers out, and what's the dog gonna do? Their whole mouth is gonna open, and they're gonna put your fingers in their mouth, right? So you feed it basically like a horse does. You put it in the palm of your hand, take your thumb, put it over the top of the treat, okay, and you push it into the dog's mouth. That's the other thing. Don't just hand it to the dog. So make this a lesson. So at your home, don't do sit or down or anything like this. Just do a lesson of taking the treat softly. So have 20 treats, and when you hand the dog a piece of treat, push it in its mouth. It's opposite reflex. So if we push the food into the mouth 19 times, what do you think the 20th time the dog is going to do? Not need to lunge forward, right? So you basically have to teach the dog to take the food softly. We're not punishing the dog. If you walked up to me and pushed $100 into my pocket, I'm not going to say, ow, don't do that. I'm going to like, hey, have at it, right? The dog views it the same way. If you're pushing treats into their mouth, it's not a punishment, but they learn to take it gently. Does that make sense? Good question. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so tonight we're going to work on jumping up and stay. So we're going to, even though it's stay first, we're going to work on jumping up first, and then we'll talk about the stay. So who has a jumping up problem? Your dog jumps up on people. All right. What if I told you taught the dog how to do this? You purposely taught the dog how to do this. Do you realize that? Now, how did you teach the dog how to do this?
I gave him attention when he jumped up.
Yep, I like this lady already. So what happens is, this puppy here, it's 8 weeks old. Dad comes home. Puppy goes and jumps on him. What's Dad do? Oh, hi, puppy. I've missed you all day long. Picks him up, coddles him. And now what did the puppy just learn? Every time you walk in the door, in order to get your hands down to my level, all I have to do is just jump on you. And the problem is, it dictates whether the size of the dog. So this dog here can potentially do it all its life because it's not going to be the size of the Great Dane. However, usually this happens when the dogs are puppies. Every puppy's usually small. Even the Great Dane, when he was 8 weeks old, was still small. Jumps up on us and we collar the dog, and voila. Here's where it gets a little tricky. You have to be in charge of everybody that touches your dog, okay? I think we talked about this. 2 plus 2 is always 4, right? If somebody called you tomorrow and said 2 + 2 is not 4, would it be confusing? And be like, wait a minute, you don't understand, okay? Same thing with your dog. So up to now, your dog has been taught every time somebody's around, I jump on them. Family come over, the dog jumps on them. What does the family do? They jump on them. So the problem is, I'm going to show you the keys to teach your dog not to jump necessarily on you. But the problem is, if your family comes over, you have to be in charge of your family. So 2 things need to happen. Either 1, you use everybody that walks into your house as a training opportunity, or 2, you avoid the problem. Make sense? Either you view it as a training opportunity and you work with the dog, or you put the dog up because you view it as a problem. Because if you're teaching the dog 2 + 2 = 4, and you teach it 3 times a week, that equals 4, but you have 10 people that come over to the house and they tell it's another answer, what do you think the dog's going to learn? Okay, you know what I do when people come over to my house? I tell them 2 things. The dog's probably going to jump on you. If you don't like it, I'm going to put the dog up. And they say, well, why? I want to pet the dog. Well, because I don't mind if my dog jumps on me. Now you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute, why would you want your dog to jump on you? I want a certain relationship with my dog, okay? I want my dog to be able to be free, be okay with jumping on me. I also teach the dog to jump on me, and I also teach the dog to stay off of me. But I teach the dog off command. I'm not necessarily going to teach you guys that, because everybody that comes in your house is not going to know to tell the dog off, right? They're not going to know what your verbiage is. So it's better that we just teach your dog not necessarily to jump on people altogether. Make sense? Okay, here's how we teach it. Can I use my friend Christina here? So I'm going to be Christina's dog. Okay, I'm her. What dog am I tonight?
Black lab.
Okay, I'm her black lab, and labs are notorious for jumping on people. Why? Because they just love people. Okay, so she walks in the house, I run and I jump on her, and she coddles me, and she just taught me that, right? So now that Christina understands what she did to make the mistake, now she's going to untrain me, right? So what she's going to do is, you're always going to think, hold on 1 second. Can I move you over one? Why don't you sit right over here, young lady? Don't be sorry. Right here in this chair. I'm gonna separate you guys with the wall. Okay, that works.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
No, just sit right in the comfy chair. There you go. I tell you what, let's move 1 chair over.
Okay.
He's a lot of dog. Okay. No, let's see how it goes. Okay, let's go back to this again. So she knows the moment she walks in the house, what am I going to do? I'm going to jump on her, right? So what she's going to do is she's going to unprogram me. I'm going to think I'm going to go jump on her, and the moment I get here, she's going to kneel down and she's going to feed me. That's kind of weird, okay? And then she's going to walk outside the door. Hey, where'd mom go? Mom go. I'm worried, okay? She's going to walk back in the door. Hey, there's mom. I go jump on her, and she's going to kneel down and she's going to feed me. So what is she doing? She's reprogramming the way I greet her. Instead of me saying I need to jump on her to get her attention, now I learn, wait, there's a higher value with not jumping on her. Imagine this. Imagine jumping on her is a value of $10, but not jumping up on her is a value of 100. What decision am I going to make? Okay, so here's what you guys are going to do tonight. If you have a partner, it makes it easier. If you don't have a partner, yes.
I come home, she's in the crate, take her outside, she doesn't jump on me at all. Mainly when people come over, she looks at themselves and
Yes.
scratches them out.
So as we go through this, we'll address that, okay? But if I don't address it in a minute with the crate, let me know. Okay, so what you guys are going to do is this. One person's going to hold the dog. If you don't have somebody, Christina can hold the dog. And what you're going to do is you're going to walk up to the dog, and you're going to be talking to the dog, and you're going to kneel down and you're going to feed. Okay, just like that. Don't worry about it. Just stay there. So what you don't want to do is do this. Walk up and do it. Because if everybody going to come into your house, are they going to be stagnant? Or are they being excited a puppy's going to be there? They're just going to be excited, right? So if you can start conditioning your animal, when somebody comes up to me all excited, I don't need to jump on them. Because if your dog can do it when the person is excited, when the person is not excited, the dog's going to do it even better. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm going to ask this couple here to go first for me. Do you mind going first? Okay. I'm going to use them as a little bit of a guinea pig. Okay, so who's the dog like more? Mom or dad? Same? Okay. Alright, so dad, give him more leash. Your puppy's teething, by the way. Not sure if you realize that or not. Okay. Mom, I want you to walk away. Now, we're going to do a little test. I've done this before, and the dog never jumped up on the handle in class. I want to make sure the dog's going to jump on her. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to just walk up to her, put your hands behind your back, okay? Talk to her while you walk, and just walk right up to her. Let's see what she does. All right, the dog jumped up on her. Now we have somewhere to go, okay? Walk back again. Okay? Walk up to her. When you get almost within leash length, I want you to kneel down and feed her. Okay? Walk up. And kneel and feed. Good. And stand up and walk away. Good. One treat at a time. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this like 10 or 15 times, okay? Quickly. Now, wait a minute. I know you're more exuberant than that when you come home, okay? You've had a bad day. Your boss pissed you off. And this dog is, you're like, ah, I can't wait to see you, kind of thing, okay? Yep, pretty good. You're going to do it 10 more times. So if your dogs are excited, just feed them. Just sit there and kind of just redirect them back to you. Okay, we're going to do it 5 more times. You didn't know you can do calisthenics, did you, today? I'm combining workout class with dog training class now. Good. 2 more times. One more time. Now walk away again. Now we're going to do a test. Put your hands behind your back. Now she's going to walk up and the dog's going to fail. Don't acknowledge it. Don't say anything. Okay, walk up. Okay, now turn around, walk away. Okay, walk up again. Walk away. The moment it doesn't take its feet off the ground, I want you to feed it. Throw it a party, okay? Walk up again. Right there, right there. Oh. So did you guys see it? What did the brain do? This is really, really important. The brain just reasoned. The dog said, wait a minute. The first 10 times you walked up to me, you fed me. The 11th time I jumped on you, I didn't get anything. The 12th time I didn't jump on you, I didn't get anything. The 13th time, I did jump up on you and I got rewarded. So failure helps us, because by the dog jumping up on her and the dog not getting rewarded twice, what did the dog remember? The twice failure, the 15-time successes. Does that make sense? Okay, now go back to kneeling down. Now we got to do at least 2 or 3 more kneeling downs, because this is not fixed by any measure. Dad, try not to let the dog go forward. Just stand there. You're a tree. Again. Get a little bit closer to them this time, okay? Good, okay? Now let's do a test. Put your hands behind your back. Walk right up to her, talking to her. Or him, sorry. No, wait, don't shun away. You walk right up to him, okay? Walk away again. Walk right up to him. There you go. Nicely done. So you're probably saying, well, wait a minute. You can go sit back down, thank you. Why don't we just tell the dog to sit? That's what normally everybody does, right? Now, is this a jumping up problem or is this a sitting problem? Right. So why tell the dog to sit? You're telling the dog what to do. If she continues this, the dog is going to make the better choices. The dog is going to say, wait a minute, every time I come home to greet you, I don't need to jump up on you. Okay? We're going to do a couple more dogs and we'll talk a little more. Who wants to go next? All right, come on out. Are you going to be the victim or the holder? You're going to hold her. All right. What's your name? Olivia. Olivia, I've heard a lot of great things about you. Your mom, like, every week talks about you. I can't even teach the class. So when you guys do this, take the dog off the prong collar. Unless that's all you have, then that's fine. The reason being is, if the dog goes to jump and checks itself, it's going to say, wow, I don't want to do that again, right? However, how often are you going to have a leash and a prong collar on the dog when you walk home, when you walk in the door? Okay? All right, Mom, got the idea? All right, here. Olivia, come forward just a little bit. That way you're away from the other puppy. Okay, let's do a little test. Mom, put your hands behind your back. Walk right up to him and talk to him. Let's see what he does. He didn't jump up on you. Try it again. Does he normally?
No, he's not much of a jumper.
Usually Great Danes are. Do it one more time. All right, feed him for that. Okay, so let me ask you. Honestly, do we need to work on this?
I don't think so.
Then let's not.
Okay.
Let's save our time.
Okay.
All right. Olivia, good job. You're an excellent dog holder. Okay, who wants to go next? You do, don't you? I know you're like, please call on me. Embarrass me some more. You want to hold the dog for him? Can you take her off the prong collar, Joe? Joe, sorry. So Joey brought up an interesting point. When he gets home, dog's in the crate. When he lets the dog out, I'm sure the dog goes ballistic and jumps all over him, right? One of the things you guys can do if you have this problem is when you open the crate door, start dropping food. Like drop a handful of food right there. What happens is it gets rid of that initial, oh my gosh, you're home, I've missed you. You know the funny thing about a dog's brain? You can leave for 10 minutes and come back and the dog will show you the same exuberance than if you leave for 3 hours and come back. Okay, that's kind of how their brain works. They're like, oh my gosh, you've been gone. So every time Joey can open the crate, just drop a little handful of food. It gets rid of that initial energy. Okay?
She doesn't. I take her outside and she goes outside.
Oh, okay, I've misunderstood. Well, hey, if your dog is in a crate, you let the dog out and jumps on you. There you go.
Before people would pet her, like out of the crate and she'd pee everywhere. So I started taking her right outside and she could go potty out there.
That'll get. Does she still do that?
No.
It's usually a puppy thing that goes away by 4 to 5 months. Okay, put your hands behind your back. I'm going to pick on you for minutes because I like you. Your bait bag. So if you have a bait bag and you're training with it a lot, put it on your backside. Do you know why? Because the dog learns really quick, hey, where's that bait bag? Oh, Dad's got that bait bag. I'm going to offer the same behavior. You want it to be every time you walk in the door, oh, Dad doesn't have a bait bag. Oh, hey, Dad's got food. Okay, ready? Okay, talk to her, walk up to her. Let's see if she jumps on you. Oh, almost. Try it again. Okay, walk up to her. Okay, let's act like she jumped all over you. Okay, walk away. See why we do the test? Sometimes they don't do it. Okay, walk up to her and kneel. No, okay, so that was nice. You provided her a better target. No, when you kneel, you gotta feed her.
Oh.
Kneel down and feed. Sorry, I gotta be particular. Okay, walk up to her again. And kneel and feed. Excellent. Good, walk away. Now what he's doing is not bad. If you wanna drop the food down, that's perfectly fine. Walk up again. Good, I want you to do this 10 times. Okay, so while he's doing this, I heard a trainer once say, I didn't come up with this, it's a guy named John Rogers came up with it. He says every day you come home, if you walk to your window and you stand at your window and you describe everything outside for 10 minutes, after a month your dog will stop jumping on you. Do you know why? Well, ask yourself this. If you go home and you partner and you go to give your partner a hug and they don't do anything to reciprocate that hug, after a week, would you stop hugging them? Probably, right? Your relationship would change with them. Same thing. Your dog's gonna say, oh, you're no fun when you first come home. Why would I want to be excited and jump on you? Good. 3 more times. Hey, do me a favor, just hand it to her this time. This next time, okay, please? Hey, by the way, her weight looks way better. Good job.
Good.
Okay, walk up to her again. She's lost some weight. Kind of jealous. Okay, 1 more time, and then we'll do a test. Good, okay, walk away. Put your hands behind your back, walk right up to her. If her feet don't come off the ground, you throw her a party. That wasn't too bad. Okay, I'm gonna pick on you. Do you remember what throwing the dog party is?
Oh, 3 or 4?
Yeah, 3 or 4 in a row. It's okay. So why I'm gonna pick on him, but I know he can take it. Why was it really important that you throw the dog a party right then? Basically, she's right. It's the first time that he walked up to the dog, talked to the dog, and the dog's front feet did not come off the ground. You won't always have to throw the dog a party, but we're trying to capture, it's called capturing. We're trying to capture that little behavior right there, okay? Okay, walk up to her again. We'll give you one more opportunity. Good. It's okay, feet okay. Now try to, it's okay, this is hard. There's a reason why you guys play me big bucks. Okay, walk up to her again. Oh, nice. Good job. She used her brain that time. Okay, so when you guys throw the dog a party, feed it 1, count to 2. Feed another one, count to 2. It's feed, 1 1,000, feed, 1 1,000, feed, 1 1,000, feed. Not 3 at one time. You did really good. Go back. Okay. Who's my next victim? You guys want to try this? All right. I won't make the dog jump up on you, Christina.
They're doing it. Right?
Yes, of course.
I was going to say, yeah. I want the dog to jump up on me.
Okay, so who does he jump up on more, mom or dad?
The kids?
He doesn't jump on many people?
The kids. Do the kids count? The little one.
Well, let's try it. Let's see if he does jump on you, okay? So put your hands behind your back, walk up to him, excited, exuberant. Okay, now that was a little unfair. She tapped her leg and she kind of invited the dog up. I don't think that's something she's going to do every time she walks in the door. However, the dog didn't jump up. All right. So
All right, I cheated.
it's okay. Now let's start the feeding process. Okay, walk up, kneel down, and feed. Oh, somebody's been working on downs with him. He kind of offered that behavior. He's like, okay, I know you're going to do something. Okay, walk up, kneel down, and feed. I can't believe 2 other people passed on this dog. It's a nice dog. Is that what you guys are telling me? Okay, 2 other families had him before and they returned him?
Just one.
Oh, just one other?
They had him in an apartment that's gonna get out.
Good job. Okay, now, are your kids going to be that solitary when they walk up?
No.
Are they going to be, oh, hi, I'm home, honey? Yeah, I don't want to freak out. Anyways, they're going to be a little exuberant, right?
Yeah.
You be a little bit exuberant. He's very food-ridden. Okay, 2 more times.
All right.
Good job, okay. Put your hands behind your back, walk up to him, let's see what happens. It's okay, walk right up to him, walk right up to him. Good job. So this is called offering behavior. The dog is trying to reason. The dog's saying, okay, I know you got food. Usually the dog does what we've been working on at least the most recent time, or what they feel gives them the most success. You did really good. Go back. Thank you. Are you ready? All right. Do you mind holding a dog? Yep. Well, they're doing this. Any questions or anything else I can answer for you guys? Yes.
How do you do by yourself?
How do you do by yourself? That's a really good question. One of the things you can do is actually you can back tie the dog. Take the dog, tie it to your doorknob or to a kitchen post or something, and you can do basically the same thing. She's no more than just a treat. Well, you're more than a treat to me, but you know. she's just holding the dog. She's just nearly a post. Okay, ready?
Sure.
Walk right up to him. Let's see if he jumps on you. Does he normally jump on you? There's mom. Okay.
He's not a big jumper.
He's not a okay. Walk up to him. We'll do this a couple times then. Walk up to him. Walk right up to him and feed. Good. All right, walk away. So one thing I noticed you guys are doing, when you walk away, you're walking straight away. Turn around and walk away. It's more natural. Okay, walk right up. Talk to her. And feed. Good. You're almost a little bit too late on the feed. You need to feed a little bit too sooner. Yep. And I want you to kneel down.
Okay.
He's got a very interesting tongue. Sorry. That's a really interesting tongue. You guys notice his tongue? It's completely gray. It's not just black, it's gray. Wow. Okay, again. It is. You should take him to the vet and say, he can't breathe, and see if it freaks him out. Do it again. Good, okay, let's do a test. Put your hands behind your back, walk right up to him, just stand right in front of him. He's really distracted. Go ahead, try it again. And he doesn't even know you're there. Okay, nice try, good job. Go and take your dog back. Are you ready? Wait, does he? Let me ask you. Does he jump up much?
He doesn't jump up much. It's usually a claw, which with him.
Let's not do it then.
Okay.
Why set him up for failure?
Okay.
You guys want?
Jumps up a lot, but I can bring that back home.
Well, we can make do. Okay. Yeah. Can you show? So she's gonna show you how to put on the dead ring.
Take that big one. Yeah.
Put the leash on both links. So if you're wondering what I just told him, your prong collar has a round link that's in the chain part. We call that basically a dead link. It's a safety so both the ends of the prong collar don't come together all the way. If you put your leash on both links, it doesn't necessarily work properly and it allows the dog to pull a little bit, and it doesn't do the, let's call it pinching, but it doesn't do the clasping like it should, okay? No, it's okay. So I'm gonna pick on you for a minute because I like you, okay? So if every day her kids came home and she said, hey, you can have cookies and ice cream every time you come home from school, and for 10 years she allowed that to happen, and then one day she punished the kids for doing it, would that be fair? Okay, so that's basically the same thing she just did here, because she's allowed the dog to do this behavior up to now when I can teach her not to, but that's kind of like telling the dog, like their kids, all of a sudden, no, you can't have that. Make sense? Okay. So try, I know your brain says, I just want to tell her no, but try to reason before telling her no. It's okay.
So you want me to just walk up?
Yeah, put your hands behind your back, walk up to her, let's see if she jumps on you. See, I'm that good. Try to get, talk to her while you walk up to her.
Come on, Sadie. Sadie.
Now, are you saying come on to her? That's a little unfair because technically I think you're trying to call her. Just say, Sadie! Oh, kitty.
Sadie.
All right, good job. All right. Now walk away. Okay. Now do the same thing, but when you get into nose length, like right in front of her nose, kneel down and feed. Okay, walk up. And kneel. Excellent. And feed. Good job. Let's do it again. You're going to do this 10 times, so don't wait for me to tell you. Good. Might be a little faster on the kneeling down, because at home she's going to be...
Old.
Well, then don't kneel down, then just drop it then. Good job.
Not jumping up too much. Not usually with a granddaughter.
It's okay. Remember, I'm showing you guys how to work on this. You're not going to fix it here. I just want to make sure mom and dad have the general understanding. Good. Okay, now let's do a test. So, hands behind your back, walk right up to her, and let's see if she jumps on you. If she doesn't within the count of 10, then feed her a party. Throw a party.
I don't have enough in my hand for a party.
Then how about 3 pieces? Do you have at least 3 pieces? Okay. I promise I won't walk away. I'm still holding.
Walk up to her.
Yep.
And
Hands behind your back. Walk right up to her, talking to her. Stop. And feed. All right. Good job. Nicely done. Now I'm going to pick on it. You guys can sit back down. And a couple of you guys did the same thing. So, go sit back down. So what you did is, the 10 times that you were feeding the dog, oh, hi, puppy, all right, good job. Okay? And then the moment you tested the dog, you just walked up to the dog, right? And of course your dog's going to say, what the hell is going on? You just did 10 puppies. Now you're not. You must be mad at me. So when you test this, when you go to see if they're getting the concept, you got to be the same, all right, good job, because let's be honest, everybody that walks into your door is not going to be dead. They're going to be excited, the puppy, especially this guy here. I'm sure he has lots of friends over and they're going to be like, all right, especially men. We're horrible at this. I don't mind if a big German Shepherd jumps on me. I'm a man. But what they're doing is they're teaching his dog that this is an okay behavior. So if he proofs his dog on this, pretty soon his dog's going to be like, oh, I know every time somebody walks up to me, talking to me like that, what's going to happen? I'm going to get fed. Why would I want to jump up on you? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, any questions?
What if you
Yes.
in the kitchen or something, she jumps up, you say anything? Or,
If you say that one more time.
you're like in the kitchen, she jumps up on you, what do you do then?
Yeah, actually the best thing you can probably do is make the dog a ham sandwich. And I'm just joking. So here's the thing. If you're doing something and the dog jumps up on you, try to ignore it. Honestly, because what's the dog trying to do? The dog's trying to get, yeah, exactly. The dog's trying to get your attention. Pretty soon the dog's going to realize that's not working. Because if you came home and you hugged your partner 10 times in a row and nothing happened, you better bring home flowers, right? Okay? Same concept. Makes sense? However, if the dog starts doing it neurotically where, you know, she just won't stop, then maybe approach it. But for right now at this age, just ignore it. Now, this doesn't teach the dog to not jump on the counter. This doesn't teach your dog not to jump on your furniture. Okay? This is just teaching the dog to stay off of people. If you want to teach your dog to stay off your couch, teach your dog to jump on the couch. And then teach your dog to jump off the couch. Okay? This is totally different. This is just teaching your dog to stay off of people. Make sense? Yes.
So we don't have a problem with him jumping on the couch. We have a problem with him chewing his toys, and while we're on it, just chewing them on the couch.
Pushing it up against the couch. Yeah, because he wants to get a deeper bite. So if he pushes a toy, he can get his mouth on it. That's really hard because technically he's not on the couch. It's one of those things where you probably need to redirect him. One of the best things if it happens when you guys are just kind of sitting down having family time is teach him to be stationary on a dog bed. Get a dog bed and say, hey, when you guys have family time, that's kind of where he goes. It's a hard process because the dog's gonna be like, hey, I want to be with you guys. I'm part of this family, right? Why would I want to be over on the dog bed? So maybe put the dog bed close to where you guys are at, start there, and then you can move it away. Or, honestly, I crate my dog. I avoid so many problems by crating my dog. Now, yes, my dogs probably live in a crate. I don't want to say live in a crate, but they're in a crate for 4 or 5 hours during the day. But I avoid so many problems by crating my dog because I'm not dedicated to training them right at the... I have 3 jobs. I can't dedicate my whole day to my puppy when I'm at home. So sometimes I can't tell if my puppy's going to chew my house up. Trust me, he chewed on a wall the other day. Why? Because I was taking a shower and he thought, hey, there's a wall there. It needs to be chewed on, right? Not my fault, or it's not his fault. It's my fault because I didn't put the dog in a crate. So as I put the dog in a crate, now he gets older, he finds the wall's not that entertaining. What did I just do? I just saved myself a bunch of headache by not trying to train him not to chew the wall. Make sense? Yes.
I have problems with her wanting my attention all the time. So do I just ignore her? She'll come up when I'm sitting and she just starts growling and then get louder and then get louder and louder until I
Yeah, so sometimes putting your dog on a schedule really helps. If you're home a lot with the dog, are you retired now? Yeah. If you're home a lot with the dog and the dog's always used to seeing you getting your attention, it's really easy for the dog to start making demands. Usually, I hate to say it, but at least once we acknowledge those demands and now the dog just learned the behavior. Dog says, hey, in order to get your attention, all I gotta do is this. So one of the things she can do is put the dog on a schedule. So when she gets up first thing in the morning, they have a play session. You know, they play, they do something. 20 minutes later, she feeds the dog. At 12 o'clock, now it's time to have another play session. Then at 5 o'clock, they have another play session. So the dog knows, hey, mom's going to acknowledge me. I just kind of have to wait my turn. It really helps with that, okay? Do you do that? Okay. And what happens if you completely ignore it? Does it get louder or worse?
Well, I guess I've never really completely ignored her. She's not
So
gonna
try
wait.
it for 2 weeks. Completely, don't even look at her. If her dog comes up and it starts barking at her, don't acknowledge it at all. Now, she can sometimes reverse this. Let's say, Christine, can I use you for a minute? Let's say I'm Christina's dog, and she's at her computer typing away an email. Hey, what you doing? Hey, what you doing? Hey, come on, give me your attention, give me your attention, give me your attention. Oh, come on, mom. Okay, fine, I won't do it. Now she rewards me. So what am I getting rewarded for? Am I getting rewarded for mom? Or am I getting rewarded for capping? For being, okay, I'll just hang out. Does that make sense? So reverse the concept on her. But you have to make sure it's clear, because if I come up to her and I'm like, mom, and then she feeds me, what did she just teach me? Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna even do it worse next time. Make sense? Okay.
It takes a lot of patience.
It does take a lot of patience. Yes.
So he is a bit of a counter jumper, which is going to be a problem.
Yeah, counter surfers. You know what? I have to be honest. My dog's same thing.
So is it just, you know, and he usually will only do it like if there's dog food on the counter, like if
Really?
the other dogs haven't eaten, or sometimes just, you know, like if I'm like petting his hot dogs, he's right up there with me, you know, like, oh, this is fun. So is that,
So, you know, here's the thing. Counter surfing, I'll be honest with you. I'll give you a little story. My friend and I, we had a barbecue 2 weeks ago. I try to pre-cook my meals so I can eat a little healthier during the week, and I cooked a whole bag of barbecue chicken, right? Set it on the counter. I didn't set it on the counter. My friend set it on the counter. We went, saw a movie, came back. There's still some on the grill. Took it off the grill. She put it on the counter, turned her back, turned around. The dog already had half of it gone. Okay? Now, technically, yes, the dog should not have done that. Technically, it's kind of my fault. Dog was in the kitchen. So one of the things I do is I try to teach my dog to be completely out of the kitchen. Now, the problem is I enter in and out through the kitchen door. The dogs have to go in the kitchen. So I can't completely keep out of the kitchen. But what I do is try to teach the dogs, hey, when there's food in there, be out of the kitchen. The other thing is, and please don't take this as abusive or I'm telling you to hurt your dogs, a mouse trap works amazing. Do you know why a mouse trap works amazing? It startles them, right? Of course, the mouse trap isn't going to hurt this big dog. However, the key point is, did you have to tell the dog to leave it alone, or did the dog learn on its own? Exactly. If the dog walks up to your oven, puts her nose on the oven, and it cinches her nose, did you have to teach him not to do that from that point on? Nope. And does your dog do it again? Nope. I wouldn't, right? So a mouse trap, or sometimes you can take if you take some soda pop cans, put it on a piece of cardboard, stack them up like three or four cans high, put peanut butter on the end of the cardboard. What do? They jump up, start licking the peanut butter. What do the cans do? The cans fall down. Okay, so sometimes you have to outsmart your dog. Yes, you should be able to tell your dog leave it. This is why we worked on leave it last week. However, dogs are not stupid. You go to the restroom, they can smell something on the stove. What do you think they're going to do the moment you're not there to maintain it? So if you can outthink them and teach them that you even have control when they're not there, then that's the key. A lot of times I have a tablet, so I'll set FaceTime up on my tablet, and I'll look on my phone, I'll walk out of the room so I can see what my dog is doing. My dog sneaks into the kitchen. Nope, I get him out of the kitchen. Now next time I leave the room, what are they thinking? Crap, Dad can see me. Even though he's not here, Dad knows exactly what I'm doing. So now the dog always thinks, just like this child here. If Mom tells her to leave cookies alone, and she goes to check the mail and she steals one cookie and Mom knows it, next time she's gonna be like, I don't want to do that again. Mom knows I stole the cookie. Make sense? Okay. It is very hard, trust me. Okay, any other questions before we move on to staying? Okay, you guys are good. Now I'm going to really confuse you. I'm going to try to explain this as much as I can. We're going to get a crash course because we only have 15 minutes. So I don't believe in the word stay. To me, stay is a redundant command, meaning it means nothing to my dogs. Okay? Now I have a wait command. A wait command is wait, don't charge out the door. Wait, the crate's open, don't charge out the crate. The dog is not in a sit or down. The dog just doesn't need to charge out or in or vice versa, okay? But I don't believe in a stay command. Here's the reason why. What's the four things that we worked on when we started this class 3 weeks ago? Okay, sit down. There's two more. The very first class, engagement, and then what was the fourth one? It's really important. Free, right? Okay. Can I ask your daughter a question? Does your mom ever put you in timeout? Sometimes? Okay. I was a kid once too. I got in trouble. If you got to choose how long timeout would be, how long would you choose? You can be honest. How long would you choose? How old you are? Wow, that's an honest kid. Okay. Wow.
You probably want less.
Right. If you got to choose how long, really? You want to? Okay. Do you have to wait for your mom to tell you it's okay to get off the couch, or can you just get up when you want to? You have to wait. Okay. So she knows that if she gets put in timeout, she has to wait for her mom to release her. Right? Does her mom have to tell her every 5 seconds, stay there, stay there, nope, stay there on the couch, no, stay on the couch? No, she knows that, okay, I need to do this until mom releases me. Free, that's what we worked on, right? We worked on the free command. So if I put my dog in a sit her down, I don't tell my dog to stay. I tell my dog to sit her down. I expect my dog to stay in a sit her down. Okay, why? for two reasons. One, I'm enforcing that I want the dog to stay there. Okay, I'm enforcing that I want the dog to stay in that behavior until I release him. And two, I want less verbiage for my dog. If I have 150 commands that I'm using for my dog, how many do you think my dog's really going to learn? Probably only 10 of those, right? However, if I only have 10 commands for my dog's going to learn those really quickly. So if I can get rid of one extra command and just teach my dog to think for themselves, I'm ahead of the game. Does that make sense? However, if you want to teach the dog stay, if the word stay is going to help you, then I don't mind. Use it all you want. But technically, if you are if you are consistent with your free command, you shouldn't need to tell the dog stay, because the dog should stay in a sit or down until you release them. Does that make sense? Now does it make sense why I don't use the word stay? Okay, here's how we're going to teach you. You guys are all going to do this in a minute. I'm going to use Christina again. Come on down, Vanna, wait. Okay, so we're going to start with your dog in a sit position. Down's a little bit more difficult. Most of your dogs know how to sit. So I'm going to be Christina's dog, and she's going to show you the wrong way. So if Christina tells me to sit, and she walks away, what's going to happen? Walk back. Hey, Mom, where are you going? Because up to now, what have we taught the dog? That we're a cash machine of hot dogs, right? That being with us is fun. We're engaging. I want to be with Mom. We're going to say come, right? So what she's going to do is she's going to trick my brain a little bit. She's going to ask me to sit, because I sit really well. That was a joke. You can laugh. Okay, thank you. Okay, she's going to take half a step back, step forward, and she's going to feed me. You're just going to reward your dog for that simple movement. Okay? Now, people ask, well, why don't we do this? Okay? Now, to your brain, that's going to be one step. I guarantee it. When you guys start to do this, I'm going to tell you to take one step, and you're going to move 2 feet. I don't know why the human brain does that. I can tell you all day long, only move one foot with one step. But look at the distance. Now there's this huge gap. Okay, come back. So if she takes 1 foot backwards and 1 foot forward, it's half the gap. Okay? Our goal, I hope our goal tonight is to get to the end of your leash. You may not get to it. Don't be frustrated. If you can get 2 or 3 steps back, I'm going to be happy. So what you're going to do is you're going to do this. 1, feed, sit, feed. Sorry, we're getting confused. She's going to tell me to sit.
Sit.
And feed. And then sit again.
Sit.
And feed.
Sit.
And feed and free.
And touch it.
Good. And she frees. And then you're going to do it again, and you're going to add maybe 2 steps to it. Make sense?
And then go back.
Yeah, make sure you don't free the dog until you return to him. And also don't do this. A lot of people get excited. My dog did really good. Oh, Mom, I want to come to you because you did really good, right? Make sure you return all the way to the dog, stagnant, and then free and get excited. After the F word, you can get excited as you want, okay? Remember that. After the F word, it doesn't matter what happens.
Wow.
All right. Stand up. If you need to do a little engagement with your dog, that's fine. If they're ready to work, then put them in a sit and start with 1 step, and let's see how you do. Going to be hard for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
He wants to really be with you.
Yeah.
Okay, if you drop food, free the dog, right? Because if you took your kids to Disneyland and you dropped $10, would they jump on it? Yeah, before anybody else did, right? Same thing with the dog. So if you accidentally drop food, free. Now there will be a point where you will be able to pick up the food too soon. Make sense? Okay. Oh, good job. Okay, make that half a step. Your steps are kind of large.
Okay.
Just like that, the dog did it. That's good. Oh yes, good job. And remember when you feed. Yeah. So I mean, right now you can.
Shove it.
Yeah, push the food into him. Won't do that. Okay. I mean, no. Okay, so if he gets up, he doesn't get fed. You give him another opportunity. Okay. That's good. All right, good job, and free him. So because he's so young, you may have to only do 1 step and then free, and then do it
Okay.
again, then add 2 steps.
Okay.
You may not be able to do it 3 or 4 times.
All right.
Okay? No, it's okay. No, you know what? This is really important. He can sniff me all he wants. As long as he doesn't pee on me, I'm happy. Okay, make a little, you step a little bit slower. Okay? And say sit and step back.
So say sit even though he's sitting.
Yep, you got it.
So say and then sit.
And step forward. Oh, yeah. Watch this. Your hands are moving. Don't move your hands. See right there. Okay, say sit and take a slow step back. That's good. Okay, feed him for that. He moved a little bit. We'll start somewhere. That's good. Throw him a party and free him. Good job. Uh-oh.
Wait, Sandy.
We spilled.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. He's fine.
Okay, I'll come back to you.
Yeah, that's before it gets green, you gotta start all over. Sit.
So your hot dogs are kind of big. Next time, cut those in half.
Okay.
That way she doesn't get so full so quick and get more training.
Sit. Sit.
Now, did you tell her to down? Then don't accept that. Because what's going to happen is if you accept that, every time you tell her to sit, I'm just going to weasel my way into a down. Don't accept it. Even though the dog stayed, which you're happy about, but don't, make sure the dog either does. Now, if the dog is better in a down, then start in a down. The same concept is basically in a down,
Maybe sit.
but you also need to work on... Good. And step forward. Good. Make sure you don't linger too long back there. There you go. Good. Let's try 2 steps.
Sit.
And return. And feed her and free her. Good job.
Sit.
How's it go? Oh, way to go. Already better. Nicely done. Good job.
Oh. Let's stay back here though.
How's he doing? This should be easy for him. He's like, I don't have to move, Mom.
Nope. Move it. Move it.
Oh, you pushed it too much.
Okay.
Just do 2 steps 3 or 4 times,
Okay.
and then add 3 in it. But I love your ambition. Good job.
Sit.
Okay, hold on. Free for a minute.
Free.
Do you have a good handful of food? Do a little engaging with her. Like walk back, talk to her, feed her. Feed, walk backwards. I want you to feed. Make this a game. Move your hand around a little bit. Move your hand to her. Okay, stand up a little bit. When you're engaging, don't bend down so much. You can feed her right there you go. Good. Now come this way. Quick. Good. Now ask her to sit. Hold on. Not yet. There you go. Good. Now why did she sit that time?
Neither attention.
Yeah. When you do this, you have too many hot dogs in your hand. You're dropping too much.
Okay.
So what's happening is she's sitting, and then you drop food, and she's getting up to get it. You're kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
Okay. Sit.
Ah, Mom, you pushed it too much there again. They didn't build a Golden Gate overnight. That's good. Awesome. And do you see your hands off to your side? Hold it in front of you.
Front.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Sit.
Good. In fact, put your hand behind your back. There. Now take a step back and step forward. Good. I noticed because if your hand's right to her level and you move back, she's going to want to follow your hand.
Okay.
That's one of the issues you're having.
Sit.
Excellent. Free her. And on a good note. Okay, go and finish up what you're doing. Good job. You're not fired. Okay, I'm going to teach you down, but we're going to use one dog at first. Who has a really good down with their dog?
Yeah, mine doesn't. She's not.
Okay, can I use you for a minute? Sure. All right, come on. You have a bunch of chicken? Hey, so this young lady's using chicken, which is great. It's really crumbly though, and I see she's dropping a lot. One of my friends came up with a turkey jerky. But basically, what was the recipe? You take flour, you take tuna, I think a little bit of milk, and you mix it up, and it becomes like this batter. And I guess you let it sit, and it's really nice. And then basically, it's tuna. So when you work with your dog, try to find something, especially when you're doing this. that you're not dropping little pieces. This young man is doing really good, but he took a handful of food out, and he tells the dog to sit, and then he dropped a piece. Well, what did the dog do? Hey, got up and grabbed the food. So he's kind of shooting himself in the foot, because every time he tells the dog to sit, if he does it too many times, the dog's going to look at the ground thinking, hey, there's going to be food to drop. So be careful using a really crumbly food or a food that you drop. That's fine. Okay, come out here a little bit, please. Okay, so the down is basically the same way, but instead of, tell your dog to down, instead of handing the dog food, what you can do is you're going to just drop it between the front feet. Watch what she does, okay? So tell her down. Okay, wait, hold on. So you got to get her down first and then feed her. Down.
Down.
Good, okay. Take a step back, stay down. Good, walk out to her, good. Okay, now wait a minute. You fed her from all the way back there. Return all the way to her and feed. And feed. The dog should get no reward until you return all the way to the dog. Because if she stands back too far and wants to reward the dog from a distance, what's the dog going to think? Oh, when mom moves away from me, I'm going to get rewarded. The dog should understand there's no success until mom returns all the way to me, okay? Tell her down, walk away. Good, walk. Oh, now why'd the dog get up that time? Anybody know?
Did I walk too far back?
Nope. You did, you pulled on leash. The dog, on prong collars, the dog is super sensitive. So the moment the dog feels any pressure on the collar, the dog wants to relieve that pressure, okay? So if you do this with the prong collar, just don't pull on it at all, okay? Do me a favor, wait. You're not ready to do a cold turkey down. You're not ready just to stand here and do down, okay? Because the moment you do, her butt goes down. So do you have food in your hand? Show it to her, put it right in front of her nose right now. Good. Take and go right between her front feet and say down.
Down.
Like that.
Down.
Hold it right there. Don't feed her though. Try it again. She doesn't get the food because she didn't down, right? Okay, try it again.
Down.
Okay, hold it right there. Don't say it again. Just wait. There you go. That's the proper way to down, okay? Okay, say down and step back again. And return. And feed. Any idea why I'm telling you guys to tell your dog to down each time? Usually when the dog gets rewarded, they think the behavior is over, right? So by retelling him to down, just reaffirm, say, hey, you want them to stay in that stationary position. Just because they got fed, that doesn't mean they get up. They only get up unless you say free. Return her and feed her. And free her. Excellent job. Good job. Okay, stay here for 1 second. Use her. Okay. So any questions on this? So by now you should have the tools to at least get to the end of your leash, right? Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to get around your dog. Because what good is it if you can only walk straight away from your dog, right? You want to be able to walk anywhere and your dog stays stationary. This morning I started working on my puppy. I had converted my garage into a training area. So I started with last week, I was just working on being able to go all around the garage. I'm staying. Now I'm going out of sight. So I go in the kitchen and come right back to him. He stays stationary. I throw him a party. So it's no good if you can only walk straight away from your dog. You want to get where you can walk basically anywhere, okay? So we're going to play a little clock game in a minute. I'm going to use my friend Christina. Actually, you can sit down. I'm going to use you for a minute, but you can sit down for a minute. Yep, thank you, yes. Okay, so one of the problems we have is if Christina's my dog and I start to walk around her, what's she going to do? Yeah, she's going to turn, right? Because the head can only turn about 35 degrees because of the way the spine is. Stay there, please. Okay. So what we do is we have to build the dog's trust. We have to teach the dog that even though we're going to try to walk around him, that they can stay stationary and they're still getting rewarded. So I came up with the stupid game. It's the easiest way to explain to you. It's a clock game. So let's say Christina is at 12 o'clock. Me, the handler, I'm at 6 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is right now you establish that you can walk to and from your dog. Okay. So now we're at the end of our leash. You're going to step to 5 o'clock, and then you're going to step back to 6 o'clock, and you're going to return and feed your dog. Sit. I step back to 6 o'clock. This time I go back to 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, back to 6 o'clock. Return and feed. So each time I do this, thank you, I go a little bit further and a little bit further. See what I'm doing now? Instead of me cold turkey just trying to walk around the dog, and I know the dog's going to follow me, I'm making little baby steps back and forth. I'm getting the dog used to me moving back and forth. But at no point am I ever at 9 o'clock and ever return and feed to her. because I don't want to teach my dog that there's no success at any time unless I return to 6 o'clock and I return to her and feed. Does that make sense? I want to make it very black and white. Okay, so now we get to a crucial point. Now we get to about 9 or 10, where now the dog has to make a choice. I have to sit here because I can't see dad anymore. Okay, so there's two things you do at this point. Either you go around really quickly around the dog before the dog has the opportunity to get up, and you return and feed, or you do this. I'm going to be Christina's dog because I can't do this. She's going to show you. You can put a piece of food in front of the dog's nose, and you can be like a little ballerina, and you can walk around the dog. So now my point of reference is right here, not following mom necessarily, and she can get me comfortable with walking around. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to ask this young lady to do it for me, and then I'll cut you guys loose. Come on out. Yep. Okay, so she's going to put her dog in a down. Nope, you're not ready. You need to work on your down. So, yep, you're going to have to... And good job. So remind her of that, Dad, okay? She's got to really work on those downs if she wants a nice down. Okay? Oh, try it again. Oh, she dropped... You dropped chicken. Good. Okay. Can I pick on you for a minute because I love you? Okay. You have kids, right? Have you ever had kids?
Oh, yeah.
Would you rather tell your kids clean the room 10 times or once?
Oh, once.
Okay. Same through the dog. You told her 3 times. Then she did it. Then you rewarded her for it. So if you do that to me often, she's going to say, yeah, mom's going to tell me at least 5 times. Then she's going to reward me for it. You want to do it once. Okay? If she doesn't down, just wait. If she doesn't down at all, then stand up, go wait 30 seconds, and try it again. Okay? All right, tell her down. Step back to end your leash. Good job, Mom. Okay, now you're at 6 o'clock. I want you to step to 5 o'clock. Good. Now I want you to walk back to 6 o'clock and return and feed her. Good. Walk back to 6 o'clock. Okay. Make sure you don't pull on the leash. Go to 7 now. Good. Go back to 6 and return your dog and feed. Good. Tell her down again when you walk away. Good. Okay. Now go to 3 o'clock. I have to look at the clock. Dang it. So what does that tell us? A little bit too much too soon. So she may only get 1 or 2 numbers at a time, which is perfectly fine. The fact that the dog's doing this well, I'm really impressed. Okay? Some of you guys may be able to get right around the dog in the first session. Some of you may take a month or 2. It takes patience. I think you did really good. So what you don't want to do is tell the dog, sit, sit, sit all the time. Remember, failure helps us. Failure teaches the dog, hey, I didn't get rewarded when I did this, but when I did this, I got rewarded. Do you know why they call WD-40 WD-40? Because 40 times or 39 times they failed at making a substance. It's for NASA. They weren't trying to make WD-40. They're actually trying to make a coating. But 39 times they failed. The 40th time they succeeded, and they named it WD-40. It took them 40 times to do it, or 39 times to do it wrong, in order for them to figure out the 40th time is a correct. Now it's a household name, right? Okay. So if the dog learns, wait a minute, I didn't get success when getting up, but I do get success when I don't get up. Wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't get up. We're teaching your dog to use their brain instead of relying on you to tell them, sit, 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 stay, 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 sit, sit, stay, stay, stay. Make sense? If you have kids, you're probably thinking, man, I need to send my kids to you, right? Okay. Any questions what we covered tonight? Did I jam your head with enough information, confuse you all yet? Okay. Well, next week is our last week, our graduation week. I did post last week's lesson on my Facebook page, so you guys can go and review that. Tonight's will be posted in a couple days. You guys need to review it again, okay? If you don't have any questions, I will see you in a week, and thank you for being here. You hit that.